What's up, everybody? Welcome to Case by Case. Quick, short notice live. Sorry. In the middle of doing some yard work, and my lighting in here is really bad, so I just turned off the color. And I got a little bit overwhelmed in the yard just thinking about Ashley's case. I talked to her this morning. So I just wanted to hop on here and discuss a few things. Streets is here. I don't know if she can talk. I know she was doing a class. What's up, lady?
It's in front of me. I'm doing my OSHA.
Welcome in, everybody. So I didn't check before I hit go live if I had changed the setting from the last live, which was a members only. So I don't know. Some people said this was listed as members only. So I was asking if you guys could refresh and see if it was public, if it's public now. If not, when we're done, I'll make it public. Doesn't matter.
How's Ashley?
She's good. I sent her a message this morning and told her to call me. Normally we have this thing where I send something to her, to her books, and she knows it's a smoke signal, which is like 911. Thank you, Angel. So, but I actually sent her a message and told her to call me, simply because, as I showed on the screen, if everybody's looking, we did a live. What day was that? Sunday?
Yeah. Mother's Day.
And then yesterday I got this banger right here.
Oh yeah. You showed that to me.
So, yeah.
Did you talk to him?
No, I did not. So, okay. He was blocked about a year ago. You guys, we talked about this on Sunday. He was blocked about a year ago after me. Basically, he didn't want to talk about Nicole's case no more. And that's the only reason I wanted to talk to him. And he didn't know who I was. So he started getting really nasty. So I blocked him. And that was it. Until yesterday. All of a sudden, Grandma Kurtz is texting and calling my phone, wanting to know when Garrett can call me. I guess he likes to know when he has an invitation, like, yeah, now's a good time, call. So when I got off work yesterday, I told Grandma, I said, yeah, he can call whenever. Thanks, Rocky. They heard you. So I got home and we were in the backyard working, started filling up the pool. My phone was inside. He called. I missed the call. He only called once. And I missed it. He didn't call back. And so then I went in and got into the Getting Out app and unblocked him. And I sent him a message and I said, what do you need? I have a gut feeling that somebody, Talitha Beckley, hint, has watched the channel, and there was probably 20 new memberships on Sunday. People I've not because I can see I can see the membership list, people who have became a member of the channel, people like 20 some people that I don't know. So she could be one of them. I don't know. It doesn't matter. She can watch it. I don't give a shit.
I can't get back in. Kick me out and send me the link.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. I lost you on the screen. I can't find you, and I can't. And when I go to click the thing, it just says Google. I don't know what's going on. Just
okay. I'll drop it again. I'll drop it again.
Yeah, and kick me out because I can't kick myself out.
Okay, it's called. Okay, I'm gonna kick you.
Okay.
Okay, so thanks, Mandy, for being a member. Well, here's what I'm thinking, Stephanie. I'm thinking that Garrett Kurtz is like, holy shit, because he didn't know who I was. Like, do you understand that this boy told me? There she is. Like, so last year when Cherie and I, not this last year, the year before, when we went to Delphi for the week, me and Cherie, and we went to Ashley's evidentiary hearing, and her entire family was there to support her. Do you know that Garrett told me that he went to the evidentiary hearing and testified against her?
He didn't know that you were there.
No, because he doesn't know who I am.
Oh wow.
So I had to play this fucking charade with this punk bitch. He makes me so angry because he has no credibility. And how do you prove a liar is a liar when all he does is lie?
Yeah. You're like me. Like you can't stand it when people lie. Like you're like me. It's like you're lying. Like why are you lying? Yeah. It's him.
No, it's my daughter.
I'm just joking. He's listening.
I'll call her back. She's FaceTiming me. She probably is gonna. Every time my girls FaceTime me, when I answer, it's a baby. It's a baby's on the phone. So anyway, yeah, he's a liar. So how do you prove a liar is a liar? How do you prove that? It's almost like
it's like trying to prove a double negative.
You can't okay, so he lied about everything. Mm-hmm. Every goddamn thing. Mm-hmm. How do we prove he's lying about this? And why do we have to prove he's lying? Lying about a fucking extension cord. That's it. That's what he's lying about. Ashley handed him a cord. Ashley's DNA is not on the cord. By trial, he said she pulled on it so hard that it snapped. But according to the pathologist, it was cut. Nothing.
Yeah.
Everything about
and you would be able to tell because if you have to stretch something, it's gonna have like a wear, and a cut is just like a cut. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean the pathologist said it was cut. Hey, Andy. I
can't see the chat, so I'm not ignoring anybody.
You're fine. It's Andy Kopsa. She's in the chat.
Oh, my favorite chick ever.
I'm just so frustrated, and I need more eyes on this case. Ashley has been literally screwed over by every fucking attorney that she had. This case is not about corruption. This is about the justice system being an epic failure.
Yeah.
To people who don't have the know-how, the knowledge, or the money to defend themselves in a situation where they find themselves being accused of something that they did not do.
And all it took was two tweakers passing notes back and forth between each other and cleaning supplies at the county jail to make this fucking happen. That's what's grossest about it.
And Stephanie, if you're asking about, are you asking about Ashley after surgery? So, and so the reason I'm hopping on here is because I have a game plan, and I'm fighting to put the game plan in motion. Okay, so yes, Ashley, we were interrupted a couple months back she was coming on and telling her story, and we got interrupted because, so prior to any of this happening, Ashley was born with a cleft lip, or a cleft palate. I'm sorry. And during, I want to say it was late 2018, right before the breaking and entering happened with Garrett at Ashley's house. They were driving in Ashley's truck and arguing, and Garrett literally straight dead on punched her in the face, busted her lip, knocked her 2 front teeth loose. And shortly after that, when the Nicole thing happened and she went to prison, her 2 front teeth literally never healed. And because of the cleft lip, it kind of like reopened that cleft. And basically her 2 front teeth were dying. So they removed her 2 front teeth. That was a surgery. And obviously in the prison system, no one gives a shit. So thank you, Scully. So she went for a long time without 2 front teeth.
Jesus Christ.
Embarrassing, hard to eat. When I would do video visits with her, she was always like this, So they finally, she had to file, what do you call it with the prison where you file a complaint? She had to file multiple complaints to get back into the dentist. Like, it has been almost 2 years. I still don't have any progress on my case, blah, 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 blah. So they finally got her in for impressions. It took that like 4 months. She had to have 2 or 3 different impressions done. And that took them almost 4 months. So right in the middle of us doing the streams with her being on, she got notification, and they don't give you any real notification. They say, okay, tomorrow morning you're being transported out. So that's how it went down. She sent me a message late at night, like, oh my God, they're taking me out in the morning to the hospital. She had to go to a regular hospital to have the operation on her palate done. They had to rebuild the inside of her nasal cavity. So it's a lot. So she was there. She was in the hospital for a week. So in Indiana, when they take you out of a prison, you lose your job, you lose your bunk, you lose your status. When they bring you back, you have to go back through intake. Long story short, it was like I was freaking out. It had been almost 2 weeks. I had not heard from her. I was calling her dad. I was texting her dad, like, have you heard from her? And he's like, no. I tried to get a hold of her counselor, couldn't get a hold of the counselor. They never fucking call you back. So long story short, she was fine. Well, this morning when she called, she was telling me that they took her out yesterday. She didn't know she was being taken out, but they took her out yesterday for a follow-up. And because it wasn't an overnight visit to the hospital, she was able I guess it's when you're overnight out of the prison that you lose your status. Because she does not want to lose where she's at now. She lost it when she had the evidentiary hearing. She was in a dorm. She had a great job. She was running the rec center. She lost all of that when they took her out for her evidentiary hearing. So yeah, Rocky's chiming in the background.
I'm so jealous of that bird.
Go get you one.
They don't like women.
We don't have to get an African gray. Get a cockatoo. Get an umbrella. Yeah. Oh my God, cockatoos are so freaking sweet.
Yeah, I won't. I love birds. They're so cool.
If I could get an Indian ringneck, I would. They're smaller. They're not as big as a large parrot, but they're super cute, super colorful. They're really pretty. But anyway, so she found out yesterday when she went out that her nasal cavity is not healing properly. It's causing, she knows that she has sinus issues. So anyway, they are now scheduling her. It's probably going to be a while, but they're letting her know they're going to go in and they're going to take cartilage or tissue off of her ear and use it to rebuild her nasal cavity.
Yeah.
So she's not happy about that at all.
I can't imagine.
So after talking to her this morning, I was like, she was upset. And then I was telling her, okay, I got a text from Garrett's grandmother, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, shit. And I'm like, yeah, I'm ready for it. I got the recorder set. He calls. It's getting recorded. I give 0 fucks. I really do. I really give 0 fucks right now.
And that it's and he'll know he's being recorded. It's just funny when you did it to me yesterday. It startled me.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, he's gonna, yeah, I'm really hoping he thinks, I'm really hoping he's found out who I am. So if there's somebody listening to the live that did some
H.
dirty work
Garrett.
behind the
Yeah.
scenes, and you fed Garrett my identity and that I'm an advocate and working on Ashley's case, I just want to give you a big fat high five and a thank you, because really now it's time for him to know, because I can guarantee you, by the way, he's no longer in Pendleton prison. He's been transferred to Wabash. So he's sitting in Wabash right now. And I'm
Wabash County or Wabash Prison?
Wabash prison.
Oh, I don't know I only know the ones from West.
Yeah, Westville. Well,
yeah.
Rick was in Wabash for a minute.
Yeah. Oh, was he?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yep, but he's in Wabash. So, and I can guarantee you right now, first of all, he's probably like pulling his hair out, because number one, since I blocked him, Rocky, stop, please. The GTL app that we used has
changed.
It's changed. It's now transferred over to getting out. So unfortunately for poor Garrett, he doesn't have access to any of the messages that he sent me. But guess who does have screenshots?
Yeah,
all of them.
You have, yeah.
I do. So now he's probably racking his brain like, shit. What did I tell her? What did I say? Was she recording my phone calls? Yes, I was. And holy shit, I sent her Talitha's letter. She's going to get Ashley out, because I'm telling you right now, the state of Indiana will not use Garrett as their star witness again.
Well, look what just happened with Murdoch. You've got prosecutors all over the country shaking in their boots.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, is the prosecutor in Ashley's trial wasn't
He
putting
lied.
Well, the prosecutor wasn't putting Garrett on the stand, letting the jury know that Garrett had just killed a grown-ass man 14 days before he killed Nicole Bowen. The jury didn't know that. Yeah. They're going to know it now. And if I have to take the stand, if I have to be a witness in this case, with all of the work that I've done and the communication that I've had with Garrett, I have no problem. I will be there with bells on. So I wanted to take a quick moment. I'm not going to be on here long. I've got more flowers to move. But here's my game plan. And I kind of wanted to break it down for what I'm hoping Ashley's options are. So there is such thing as a successive petition. So a successive petition is like it's basically a second chance post-conviction relief filing. And what that means is that you are basically, from what I understand based on my research, it's basically a hold up, stop the press, pump the brakes. There's problems in this case. Now, you can't just file this. You have to get permission to file it. So a lot of that comes down to Brady violations, newly discovered evidence, ineffective assistance of prior post-conviction relief counsel, false testimony, scientific or forensic developments, evidence that was unavailable during the first PCR, and actual innocent claims. Okay, well, literally, let me read this again. Newly discovered evidence, Brady violations, which is suppressed evidence, ineffective assistance of counsel of post-conviction relief counsel, false testimony, scientific or forensic developments, constitutional violations, evidence that was unavailable during the first post-conviction relief, and actual innocent claims. So guess what? In my opinion, Ashley meets and fits the bill for every single one of those arguments. New evidence, Talitha's letter, Talitha's admission that Jason Palladino told Garrett to give her a hot shot. Evidence in the letter that Talitha discarded her electronics before going to the police because of what conversations were on them.
Yeah.
That all constitutes as new evidence. Brady violations. Number
Terry
one.
Struthers. Call Terry Struthers. Find out what was on that phone that pissed him off so bad.
Right. Brady violations. We have that in this case. We have all of the video from the neighbor across the street that was turned over to law enforcement, but never turned over to Ashley's original defense attorney, showing that Garrett pulled Nicole's car around and that he dragged Nicole out of the trailer and put her in the trunk of the car by himself. And then him returning with Chris Matthews. We also have Garrett's photographs of his bruised up arms that were taken 7 days after Nicole's body was found that law enforcement took, proving that Garrett Lee physically strangled Nicole in a chokehold. Those photographs were never turned over to Ashley's original trial attorney. That's suppressed evidence. That's a Brady violation. Ineffective assistance of counsel, of prior post-conviction relief counsel. Well, let's see. Let's talk about Ashley's entire case file where John Pinot just completely failed to track it all down. He was given her case file from her trial attorney, but half of it he couldn't access on the CDs.
And so he just didn't do anything?
He just said, fuck it. He filed his post-conviction relief brief without what was on, what he could have went back to the original trial attorney and gotten. For example, what could have that been? Could have been all of the Facebook messages that Ashley was really wanting Lori to use at trial. Why? Because it showed Nicole Bowen threatening her. It showed the conversations between Talitha Beckley and Garrett and Jason on iMessenger. It showed Garrett threatening Nicole on Facebook. All of those things.
Garrett threatening Nicole is still on Facebook.
Yeah, this was after she told on him in Tippecanoe County when they got arrested. He literally posted publicly on her Facebook. It said,
like concrete shoes.
He said, he said, concrete boots, bitch, fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
That was a week before he killed her. Scientific or forensic developments. Well, number one, I have Dr. Silkman in Ashley's corner. I have a report right now being created by Dr. Silkman, breaking down the DNA analysis that was done at Ashley's trial, because we did not get actual forensic Indiana State lab PCR results of DNA. We got a fucking analysis, a common ground analysis report that the state put on a witness who literally read the analysis report word for word. Ashley is requesting, begging, hoping that this next go around, she can get more evidence in this case DNA tested, because her DNA is not where it should be. Her DNA is where it should have been when you are physically assaulted and in a fight.
Yeah.
It's not on tape. It's not on blankets. It's not on the plastic bag that went over Nicole's head. It's not on the extension cord. Not to mention, there are witnesses in that trailer who testified to Garrett coming back to the bedroom and hitting Ashley numerous times in the process of him wrapping up Nicole. Well, why would he have to come back to the bedroom and hit her and tell her to shut the F up because she was hysterically crying if she's out there helping him? Constitutional violations. Well, first and foremost, the biggest one right now is the fact that her post-conviction relief attorney did not acquire her whole entire case file before he proceeded with her post-conviction relief. Post-conviction relief is typically a defendant's last hope in state court for any kind of relief.
Yeah.
before you go to habeas, which is federal court. That opportunity should have not been wasted. And it should not have been so carelessly proceeded upon, because it cost her. And the thing is, without her whole entire case file, let me be clear. You have to meet 9 prongs in post-conviction relief. There are 9 elements of the state's requirements that you must fit to get relief in post-conviction relief. Ashley met 8 of them. The 9th, if it had been argued differently, could have very well put her over where she needed to be. And that being that Garrett's letter, John Pinto argued that the letter was impeaching. It impeached him. It should have been argued that the letter was a confession, which it was.
Of course, yeah.
I killed Nicole because I didn't want to see her hurt you.
Exactly.
I killed. It's a confession, not just impeaching.
Yeah.
Evidence that was unavailable during the first post-conviction relief. Well, everything that John Pinto didn't have access to, that he failed to go get. So the court might not look at it like, well, the evidence was available, he just failed to acquire it. Well, guess what? That falls right back into the category of ineffective assistance of counsel.
Yeah.
And then we also have actual innocence claims. And anybody in this kind of a situation who is saying, test the DNA, test the DNA, test it.
Yeah.
Really should, for any attorney, make them stop and go, maybe this is a client worth putting up a fight for. You know what I'm saying?
If he wasn't willing to go and get the other half of the file, he's not going to do anything. He's just going through a motion so that it's charted that it happened. I don't think he went into it with the intention of actually getting her a new trial. If he's only looking for half.
He told me in the courtroom that he did, you know, and I do know that he was completely upset when the appellate court came back and said that she didn't meet the 9th prong. Okay. However, I have copies of every single email that I sent that man. When he filed her original brief, it was incorrect. And I emailed him and said, you put into the brief the wrong evidence, the wrong photograph, the wrong dates. He then corrected it. However, throughout the whole course of this time, he refused to communicate with me. I understand that, you know, he's old school. He, you know, even though I have power of attorney for Ashley wrote him numerous times saying, you need to communicate with Amy. I gave him access to the Dropbox that me and Cherie and Travis had put together with all of Ashley's case information. He used none of it. He was made aware of the recording of Mikey Hiddle and Garrett. He never used it. It was there. He had it in his possession. He never used it. He never spoke to Mikey Hiddle.
The police were listening to that call, weren't they? That's how they got Garrett.
Yeah. They played that phone call in Garrett's interrogation video.
Yeah.
I have email after email of me giving John Pinto everything I had. This is what it is. Like this document that I've got right here on the screen that I created. He got a shit ton of those. Me breaking it down every which way from Sunday. Who was who, contact information, how to get a hold of Jeff Sneath, how to get a hold of Mikey Hiddle. The audio, he knew. I sent him the copies from law enforcement about the videos that were obtained from across the street. There was an audio recording of a neighbor from around the corner who, these are things Ashley didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
He used none of them. So when I'm out here in the
That
backyard,
video from across the street would be, I mean, that's how, I mean, they talk about that in interrogation. That's how we know it exists, or some.
yes. Well, okay. So here is, you know, if you're going to do this kind of work, you got to read between the lines. Okay. And not to toot my own horn, but I knew when I was watching Garrett's second interrogation video, and Detective Rowe, Rowe, who's now retired, was sitting across from Garrett. And he brings in this little book and he opens it up and he's fiddling with these papers. Then he starts pulling out these black and white pictures. And on the video, you really can't see what's on the pictures. You just know from the questioning, he's saying, whose car is that? I've watched continuous video. There are cameras everywhere. Initially, I thought that he was talking about Casey's gas station down the street, where when he left Jasmine Parker's trailer, he went to Casey's around the corner. I went there. I videotaped the gas station where the air pump was. He pulled up next to the gas station, put air in a tire. And while he was doing that, Nicole was in the trunk of her own car.
Ew.
And that is what I was thinking, but I was still like, what pictures is he, what's on those photos? And he kept saying, whose car is that? Okay. So, you know, I had gone through all of her discovery. I had not seen anything about video or anything like that. Then good old Garrett, if he's good for one thing, and it's fucking telling on himself.
Right.
When he was trying to convince me that Talitha was the one who actually helped him, Talitha was the one who encouraged Nicole to come over to Jason Palladino's that day while Garrett was there, he sent me a copy of Talitha's letter. Well, it wasn't just any random copy. It was a copy from an ongoing PDF file from Garrett's own discovery that his attorney gave him. And lo and behold,
you got a hold of the whole PDF.
If you look up here, okay, this is the letter but see, it's all connected. So he sent me the whole fucking thing, dumbass, not realizing that I was who I was. And up here at the top, you see, this is the sheriff's department's parts of their supplemental reports, basically. So it started off with, she feared for her own safety, and she did not kill or assist with the killing of Nicole or the disposal of her body. Interview ended. On April 5th, 2019, at approximately 10:01 a.m., I received emails from a neighbor of Lot 21 wanting to provide information of photographs that were taken by another neighbor, potentially showing subjects together at Lot 21 in reference to suspicious activities. Photographs were emailed from April 3rd to April 5th. The photos were taken approximately 2 weeks prior. It was later determined that some of those contained in the photos were involved in the investigation. I said, uh-oh.
So what is that saying? So
it's saying that law enforcement was emailed photographs. And I've later found out it's not just photographs. It's a 24-hour surveillance camera from directly across the street from Jasmine Parker's trailer.
Oh my God.
So when you listen to Garrett's second interrogation video and Detective Rowe is asking him, you pulled the car around the side of the trailer to the back, didn't you? Because I watched you do it. When you were putting her in the trunk of the car, what light source were you using? And Garrett said, I had on a headlamp. That
Exactly.
that
That's some
video,
tweaker shit right there.
that video and those photographs were never turned over in discovery. What two people conspire to murder someone, and that person is assisted in killing the person, assisted in wrapping them up, but then says, no, bro, I'm going to watch you take the deceased body outside all by yourself, and good luck getting it in the trunk. And then furthermore, I'm going to need you to go track down somebody else to help you go dispose of the body. No.
Yeah.
Wouldn't a conspirator be with you 100%? Like, okay, job is done. Let's get her loaded. Let's go, come back.
Yeah.
Why involve another person?
And then why does she like literally have to have someone hold a gun to your head to get you away from her after it happened?
Exactly. So I was just, in the backyard digging up my daylilies because I'm moving them and just hitting the dirt harder and harder. Like, this really just pisses me off because there have been now 2 really major opportunities in Ashley's case to prove her innocence. And I feel that the information was right there. Just like in Rick's case, the information was right there and no one used it. No one acted on it. No one picked up the file and read it. No one put 2 and 2 together. No one did any real investigation work, tracking down witnesses, comparing their stories, making sure that these people were called into court, put on the stand. I mean, Jesus Christ, Mikey Hiddle was subpoenaed by the state at Ashley's trial. He's sitting in the hallway as literally one of the only civilian witnesses to be called in a murder trial. And the defense attorney never interviewed him. And he was there in the courthouse, in the hallway, under a subpoena, getting ready to be called to testify. Ashley had no idea what Mikey Hiddle had to say. Why?
Yeah.
Because she wasn't with him all day. She
doesn't know him.
She doesn't know him. She wasn't with him. She didn't know that Garrett and Nicole had spent the whole evening at his house, shooting up heroin, doing drugs. Ashley didn't know that. But guess what? She should have. Her defense attorney had an obligation to follow through with what her job title is, and that's defend her client. And when the state at this point, we're 3 days into trial, they're like, okay, this chick right here doesn't know her ass from a hole in the ground. Their star murdering witness, Garrett Kurtz, just sat on the witness stand and told the defense attorney, Ashley's attorney, I'm not discussing that with you. That's exactly, read the transcripts. Lori tried to question him about the F6 strangulation case out of Carroll County, and he flat out said to her, I'm not discussing that with you. Yeah. And that was able to fly. And you know what Jeff Dorinsky did? He got up, he walked out in the hallway, he looked at Mikey Hiddle, and he said, you are relieved from your subpoena. We no longer need you.
Because he knew that she fucking sucked so bad she couldn't even
They didn't need
that.
him. Right. And I think they were probably like, you know what? We're taking a risk here of opening a can of worms that we can't close.
Yeah. They don't know exactly what he's going to say.
I think he was going to testify that Ashley was at Jasmine's. That's about it.
Like, how does a judge let that stand? I mean, aren't you required to, or can you say I'm taking the fifth, but like just for a witness to say, I'm not discussing that with you. You would think a judge would say, Mr. Kurtz, you need to answer the question. Like you
know what? This is where good lawyering comes in and bad lawyering comes in. There were so many things. I mean, I need to make it very clear that Garrett's 3-hour interrogation video of him lying in fantastical detail of how Chris Mathis killed Nicole right in front of him, and he is holding Ashley and trying to cover her face to shield her from the horror of witnessing this. Okay.
Oh my God.
For 3 hours, the boy sat there in an interrogation video and lied through his fucking teeth. And when Detective Rowe took the stand, Lori James asked him, did Garrett Kurtz ever confess to you that anyone else had a hand in killing Nicole? And his response was, I don't remember. Well, you know what she should have done? She said, well, here, let me refresh your memory. Here's a transcript of Garrett's interrogation video. Didn't have it. Didn't do that. She could have, when Garrett was on the stand, provided him with his transcript from his second interrogation video. Garrett, can you read for us where you told Detective Rowe you got the extension cord from? How you proceeded to unplug it from the back of the TV and the surround sound. And you were able to describe how long it was and what color and what you did with it. So why are we sitting here today, almost a year later, and now your story has completely changed again?
Yeah. It seems like people
Chemo
are just really...
This stream must be public because she just said, I'm not a member. So it's public. Thank you for letting me know. Good. Now all the haters out there that are going to hate and talk crap and, try to run, all of these people who could have given zero craps about Ashley before I started working on her case, who now all of a sudden take it upon themselves to constantly post and berate her and try to put their twist on things. Listen, we are going to have the last laugh. I don't care what I have to do to bring this woman home to her family, to her son. This wrong needs to be righted.
Yeah, it's and the thing about it is so many women can identify with just like, I chose the wrong dude and I got trapped in a situation that went out of my control.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens. I mean, even Ashley said on Sunday, she's in prison, and most of the women she's in prison with, are there, most women in prison are there because of a fucking man.
Mm-hmm. And I think she really hit the nail on the head on Sunday when she tried to explain, because I've don't get me wrong. I mean, I had to confront her on many things, not because I didn't believe her, but because I needed to see what her answer would be if someone else confronted her. For example, if she ever took the stand in her own case. I wanted to know her answer. So I've confronted her about different things like, well, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? For example, like we were talking about when he put her in the emergency room right before all of this happened, and she just sat there while he's telling them she was in an ATV accident.
Yeah.
And she said, because he said he was going to take me home and that was good enough for me. I'd been down the road before. Nothing, there had been no consequences to him when I did call the law.
Yeah, she did it properly a bunch of times and they just laughed at her.
Right. So she was like, she said, I had no reason to be any more fearful of him than I was before, not knowing what was about to happen. And I don't even think Garrett knew what was about to happen. I think Garrett, in his own mind, thought when he got around to running into Nicole again and the opportunity arose itself, he was going to do some physical freaking harm to her. I think when he got to Jason Palladino's that day, like he told Mikey on the phone, when I got there, I found out a whole bunch of other shit. I'm a dirty white boy. I was taking orders. And that's not how it was supposed to go down, but that's what happened. Wasn't planned. There was no conspiracy theory on Ashley's part. She
was too twacked out to be able to carry out any plan, even if there was a plan.
Yeah. Yep.
Well.
So that's all. I wanted to hop on here and talk about, the game plan, the opportunities that we have, it just, there are avenues, and I've worked my ass off on this case. I mean, more so.
And I mean, you put a lot of time into this. That's why that's why I contacted you in the first place, was because I had done a lot of research on it. And when you listen to other people, you can tell they just like read some Facebook posts and listened to like, Mel.
Mm-hmm.
But when I
Hey,
talked to
Toby.
you, I could tell that you had done your real research. You know what I mean? You even knew about the dentist. So
Yeah, I mean, I spent a whole year behind the scenes just doing nothing but Ashley Garth, and I'm still doing Ashley Garth. I've just put everything out that I can possibly put out without it being redundant. And moving forward, things are falling into place um, in a way that I think, with the right attorney who's willing to listen and understand the circumstances of this case and how the evidence should be projected to a judge at the
hey,
trial
Toby.
level or the appellate level. Her story needs to be told.
Yeah.
And like I said, we will have the last laugh when she gets to come home,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
the proof is in this case file. And I don't know. After talking to her this morning, and I was I was just sitting I was working in the yard, getting madder and madder, like the fucking trial court and the post conviction attorney, the missed opportunities. It's so fucking frustrating. I mean, if he would have swallowed his pride for several days and just, I was willing to drive there, sit down with him. I was there for the evidentiary hearing. We had a cabin. He could have came out and sat down, and I offered to go over every single document with him. He just refused to participate. He had it under control, but he didn't. He sat there in the fucking evidence hearing and allowed the prosecutor at her table blurt out in front of the judge in a full courtroom. Her DNA was on the cord. This is one of those,
No, it wasn't. You
I
should have
should have
yelled
stood
out.
and screamed moment. No, it was not. But you know what? John Pinto should have knew that answer
Yeah.
and should have immediately called her out and made her look fucking stupid.
Yeah. Where? Show me where. Yeah. Oh. Well.
Fig, you're right. The wheels of our justice system are crushingly slow, but they spin. And you know what? For all of us out here, that is so true. But can you imagine somebody sitting behind prison walls, watching life go on without them, trying to parent a child who needs their mother and I'm not saying you have to feel sorry for every person behind bars, because trust and believe there are people like Garrett Kurtz who deserve to be there. But an innocent person, imagine how slow time is ticking.
Yeah.
And, she told me when they took her out of the prison yesterday for that doctor's appointment, she's to the point now when she rides in the back of the prison van, she gets car sick, nauseous, because she's not used to moving like that. And I said, well, at least it was a pretty day. I said, does everything out there look the same as it did, the last time you were out? She's like, I don't know. She's like, I'm not from there. She was like, I could only probably tell you that about Delphi.
Oh, she probably misses home.
Well, I know she does. She misses home. She misses her family. She misses her
Yeah.
her grandmother is up there in age and doing the best she can with the teenager son, Ashley's son.
He has a job and he's working, so I mean that shows that she's doing a good job with him. She's trying to.
Yeah, she's trying. Yeah, I mean, he's still a teenage boy, and she doesn't have the ability to run him around everywhere he wants to go and be. And I chat with him on Messenger, he wanted to come on and talk. And I was just like, he's 14.
Yeah,
And
he's a minor.
I just kind of don't feel comfortable doing that. I know that he wants
Yeah.
to support, and the older he's getting, the more he's, voicing an opinion about the situation. But at the same time, I think from my position, like I said, the next time we go, we'll have to swing by, pick him up, take him to dinner.
Yeah.
I've done certain things for, bought him a birthday present on Ashley's behalf, and anything that I can do to help. But it's not the same. It is not the same. And it's no credit that I ever need. It's, it's just so, and I feel horrible that I haven't been able to make more happen in a more timely manner. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But honestly, I do know that her case would have probably not ever been looked at like this if it wasn't for me taking the interest.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, it's Angel Eyes. It is very, and you know what, guys, if any of you feel, if you have a couple of dollars to spend, download the Getting Out app. It's 50 cents a message. Send her a message of just encouragement. Like literally, like that tablet is a lifeline of something to look forward to every now and then. Like, oh my God, I have a message. Who's this from? Just put an extra pep in her step that day.
Yeah. I'm sure it feels good for her to know people are thinking about her and fighting for her as much as they can.
Mm-hmm. Which I think that we've built, it's a small community here, but we've built,
but it's a community.
It is a community. I mean, I think that I see this every time I go live about Ashley. I see a lot of the same people who are here popping up. I know Under Your Scars from Canada is a avid Ashley Garth supporter. And she's a mod on this channel. I know her.
Once my channel isn't so ratchet, I'll talk about Ashley Garth.
Yeah. I mean, I can come on there and talk about her.
Yeah,
I know I've given some of her case file to Jerome, who's over in the UK, who's covered her case over there. It's called Getting Out. Let me see. I can post the link. So hold on one second. I'll post the link for the Getting Out app. So, okay, this is what's, oh, nope. Wait a minute. I don't want to leave the stream. Hold on. So just so you guys understand, so you don't get confused. So originally, the Indiana Department of Corrections used an app called GTL, and that was a one-stop place. You can do. No, she doesn't have a number. With Indiana Women's Prison, you have to go through a vetting process with the prison to get on her call list. The men's prisons are different. So I had to go through a thing with like her counselor and submit paperwork and stuff. And it took about 3 or 4 months before she could actually call me. I cannot call her. So the GTL app had her, you could put money on her. So if you guys are listening and you want to reach out to her, you might want to write this down. There on the GTL app is her trust fund and her PIN debit. If you're not going to talk to her on the phone, don't worry about the PIN debit because that's for phone calls only. The trust fund on the GTL app is for her commissary. If you don't plan to put any money on the commissary, then you don't need the GTL app. They broke the app in two and they created, it's called Getting Out. And that is literally like it's like a text message. You text her, and it usually only takes 5 or 10 minutes for it to get approved. She gets the message and she'll text you back. You can send photos. You can send, I think it's 15 or 20-second video clips. Those cost a little bit more and they take a little longer to get approved. But the text messages are now 50 cents a piece. And
That's like insane.
yeah, they just went up.
It's quite a
Now,
fucking markup.
now I do put money on her. I put money on her commissary. I never put money on her PIN debit because the PIN debit on the GTL app the PIN debit is for phone only. I put money on her trust fund because she can transfer that money to anything she wants to use it for.
Yeah.
There's other things called care. Let me see. You can order, I'm going to drop this link in there. There's a company that I order every now. I used to do it often. Where is it? I'll have to get the name of it. There's an app where you can actually, there's an app that you can actually order her lunch. Like you can order her chicken wings, you can order her pizza or like a grilled steak sandwich, things like that. And they make it fresh there at the prison and deliver it to her that day. The day that you have it scheduled to be ordered. So that's always nice. And then, yeah, I mean, I think the messages is really, something that she would really enjoy getting. I know Streets, you've messaged her quite a bit.
Yeah, and I try to give her commissary money so she can get goodies when she needs them. Oh, my TV unpaused. It's telling me it's time. I was watching the Murdoch case. I can't believe they overturned that. It gives us hope, though. I told you there's a purge. There was some wrongs made, and the universe is going to make it right. You can't
I
have that.
haven't been following that. They overturned his conviction.
Yeah, gets a new
Alex
trial.
Murdaugh? When?
Yeah, today, just a little while ago.
They overturned it today?
It overturned his entire conviction, and he gets a new trial.
Is that because of the
juror?
The
or
juror?
something, and something about undue influence on the jury or something. I don't know.
The clerk.
But yeah, it was overturned.
Yep, it was the clerk. Yep, the one who was writing the book.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think. I mean, I was barely paying attention.
I'm gonna have to
doing
pull it
my
up.
OSHA stuff, so.
They're not gonna let him out of prison until.
No, because he has that other charge for the financial crimes too. So
Right.
I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that on? What are you watching that on? Court TV?
I was watching it on CNN, but I've had it paused for an hour, so I don't know what they're doing now.
Oh God. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to, because that is a case that I would like to cover. I mean, I've followed that. I listened to that whole trial.
Yeah, me too.
I about shit my pants when he said he was going to testify.
Yeah, he couldn't help himself though.
No,
There's just people like that in the world. They really think that they're smarter than everybody else. But at the end of the day, they're just as dumb as we are.
Yep.
All right, I gotta go. My boyfriend's making lunch, and I am exhausted from.
All right, well, I'm gonna go
screen all day.
I'm gonna go back out here and finish my gardening, but I literally just went up and got my laptop and brought it down here in the kitchen because I was sitting there racking my brain in my head, like, you know what, this is pissing me off the more I think about all of these arguments that we have on her behalf, and I just need to rant for a minute. So
yeah,
that's why I hopped on with no notice. So thanks you guys for being here, and anybody else that's on replay, you have any questions about our case, let me know. I put the app, I'll drop it in here one more time, the Getting Out app, if you want to chat with Ash. She was just on the channel on Sunday. So just kind of chatting a little bit about her case and a little bit more of, little girl talk. So if you didn't get an opportunity to listen to that, she was there. So, all right, everybody, I will see you later. Thanks, Fig. Bye, Streets.
Bye. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.